Okay, so for what we have in number 8, okay, we have that the square of y is equal to the product of x squared times the quantity of 1 minus x squared. And for the graph that is involved, okay, we have in this layout, okay, to be able to set it up where we can integrate, okay, if we take the square root method, okay, for y squared, okay, if we express in terms of y, we're going to have that y is equal to plus or minus x times the square root of 1 minus x squared. Now, from the graph that you have in your worksheet, okay, you're looking at going from -1 to +1 for x. But now in terms of how the graph is going to look, let's say if we were to take the graph of the positive of x times the square root of 1 minus x squared, okay, we have in this particular layout, okay, let's say that, okay, now you have x going from negative to +1, okay, and so I'll just include for this particular setup, because you have the negative of x times the square root of 1 minus x squared, okay, and so for, see, now for the window setting, yeah, go from negative to +2 for x, negative to +2 for y. Okay, now for the graph, okay, we have this particular item to show up. Now we have two equal sections, okay, and now let's say that in terms of how to integrate, say I can think of doubling, maybe quadrupling, and let's see if I just clear this portion out. Say if I wanted to integrate just over x times the square root of 1 minus x squared, you have to be careful with the boundaries, because if you notice, okay, you're going to have 4 equal sections, okay, for all of y squared is equal to x squared times 1 minus x squared, okay, but now if you try to integrate over one function or the other, that is whether it's positive or negative x times the square root of 1 minus x squared, okay, if you notice for the graph of x times the square root of 1 minus x squared, if you integrate from x equals -1 to x equals +1, you're going to have, in terms of displacement, you're going to have the areas to cancel each other. Like you're going to have a negative readout in this section, positive in that one, and you're not going to end up with 0, and the area that we have for y squared is equal to x squared times the quantity of 1 minus x squared is not going to be 0. So what we can do is that, considering that we have these sections, there'll be 4 equal throughout for the whole graph, okay, from problem number 8. So what you can do is that if you look along the lines of integrating over x times the square root of 1 minus x squared, okay, we can integrate going from 0 to 1. So we have, so we say that for the area, okay, you have 4 sections. Okay, you say have 4 sections equal to, say, the, for lack of a better term, semicircle section, or a little bit of an arc, for x times the square root of 1 minus x squared dx. And now I'll get back to this one, but for what we have, just for the general integration, okay, so you have 4 times the integral of x times the square root of 1 minus x squared dx. And in this particular setup, okay, we can apply substitution. Say that we have u equal to 1 minus x squared, and taking the differential of both sides, say we have du is equal to -2x dx, and then we have du divided by -2x is equal to dx. And as you look into utilizing, okay, back substitution, or I should say substitution, back substitution is at the end. You have 4 times the integral of x, and we have times the square root of u, and for dx we have du over -2x. Okay, so for the cross multiplying, again, we have x's will go out, and -2 into 4 is going to be a -2. So we have -2 times the integral of u to the 1/2 du. And for what we have in this stage of the game, we have -2. Antiderivative of u to the 1/2 is 2/3 of u to the 3/2. And it's multiplying and back substituting. Now we can back substitute. We have -4/3. Okay, and then we have, for u again, we have 1 minus x squared. So we have -4/3 times the quantity of 1 minus x squared to the 3/2, followed by the constant. And this antiderivative, okay, we're going to use in the numerical integration. And so in carrying forth, okay, what we have in the determination of area, okay, again we have 4 times the integral going from 0 to 1 of x times the square root of 1 minus x squared dx. And so in looking at what we have in this particular situation, okay, we have -4/3 times the quantity of 1 minus x squared to the 3/2. Okay, as x goes from 0 to 1. And so for the numbers that we have, okay, the upper limit 1, okay, this will go to 0. And then we have minus, then we have at the lower limits, okay, we have 1 to the 3/2 is 1 times -4/3. And so for what is going to arise is that we have 0 minus -4/3. Subtraction of a negative is going to be addition of the positive. So for the area of y squared is equal to x squared times the quantity of 1 minus x squared, okay, this will end up at the non-integer value of 4/3.